look great. It's
Shping!
Hello everyone and welcome to our today's Shping April AMA. We are happy to be here today with a new team member. And actually that's what we want to start with. Welcome Brand. Gennady, maybe you can do a quick intro for Brand.
certainly. First of all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are around the world. I would like to introduce Brand. Brand have recently, I think it's first week. I think it's first Friday for Brand. Joined us as Chief Marketing Officer, who will help with our existing growth plans, but as well as mapping out our future growth plans as well. I'll let Brand to say a few words about himself and do a quick intro.
Fantastic. Thanks, Gennady and Helena. I'm really excited. Hello, everyone. My name's Brent. So my background is really sort of general marketing consumer goods for the last 10 years. So focusing on kind of a whole range of things. I like to think of myself as pretty, multifunctional in the way that I approach marketing. I've really done everything from building new brands right through to sort of tiny little content creation and product development and, everything in between. But most recently focused in the, FMCG or consumer packaged goods space, but particularly looking at, growing brands and e-commerce strategies and things like that. So I'm really excited to join the Shping team and come on board because I think it's, really good timing. There's plenty of exciting development happening, but lots of opportunities to get things moving. So it should be good.
Amazing. We are also super happy to have you in our team. And maybe you can tell us more about the crypto experience that you have and what's your background in crypto. We have a lot of listeners that are interested in our Shping token, and we have a lot of crypto community around the project. That's going to be also a conversation today, but let's start from what's your background in crypto?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, my experience really probably starts back to like 2015, where I was on Reddit and I was reading about Bitcoin and I was talking to my dad about it and I wanted to get involved. My dad told me, no, it's not a thing. And then sort of fast forward to like 2017, we're seeing, all Bitcoin in the news and Ethereum coming on board and ICOs and things like that. And that's when I got, into it properly and, started trading and just buying things there. My approach is just very much just buying, dollar cost averaging, very boring and just holding things. I've never sold anything. So personally, that, was my kind of onboarding through that period. And then really just following along for new projects. I was really involved with BitClout, which is now, DSO or decentralized social for people who are aware of that one. And I was really like an early adopter of that platform and, kind of built my profile from a marketing perspective. And I was doing some copywriting and helping out the community and helping out ghost writing copy for content creators that, were on the platform and things like that. So that was my first like real hands-on experience of enjoying a crypto sort of Web3 world and really seeing the potential in it. Now, if, everyone followed along with Diesel and has seen, it's still tracking, but didn't necessarily take off to become the next Twitter as such. But it really gave me a good experience on like, oh wow, there's some kind of utility here. And then kind of through to even just last year, I was watching along with the whole Terra and Luna thing, and had some interest in that, and now to 2023 and joining Shping. So I think for me, this is like a sort of a long time coming to become actually really involved in it. As one of my goals, personally, was to invest more time in understanding the world of Web3 and crypto. And now, aside from the priorities that we have as running a great business, there's this other element to, the role here, which is all about Web3, and I'm super excited. So yeah, hopefully got some, big ideas in place that we can, continue to grow our community here. But yeah, still very much, getting my feet under the desk and understanding. But that's kind of been my personal experience as a bit of a timeline.
Yeah, crypto is totally super different in so many different domains, and specifically in our domain, there's a lot of interesting trends coming up, and probably that's an interesting topic to talk about as well. Can you maybe tell us more about what are the challenges in consumer goods as a marketer, and what's all about marketing in when facing the consumers directly?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the biggest challenges that we faced with growing our e-commerce brand, and then also our traditional brick and mortar grocery store brands, was really trying to reach the end user and know that the people that we're engaging with are actually real life people, not just bots on the platform. I'm sure if you go into any of the brands that I managed on their Instagram, all the top comments are just spam comments from bots or things like that. And then all the comments and engagements we get is just spam. Another really good sort of real life example, in terms of reaching the right people, was influencer and the sort of influencer community that exists on Instagram today. We were very early into influencer marketing at my last role, and it was a good growth platform for us initially. But then as we saw the sort of saturation of influencers and more people coming on board, we just found that really the sort of return on investment was very hard to track. We saw these influencers, they might have 100,000 followers, but they really didn't get much engagement, or the engagement they did get was just from other influencers. So we would work with them and spend good money on these campaigns and not really see any results, because we had no idea who was on the other end of that paid communication. So what's really exciting about Shping and the sort of utility of the platform is for a brand to actually engage directly with the consumer, and having that kind of more verified protocol or blockchain technology, which Gennady can explain a bit more about. But it was one of the things when meeting Gennady and the team here, it got me really excited, because I just saw the potential. I was like, these are problems I faced as a marketer, and this is a platform that can solve them. Wouldn't it be exciting to be sort of on the journey of helping build that and bring that to life and bring it out to the world. And Gennady can explain much more about the sort of technology and how that works. Maybe I'll let you jump in. But yeah, as a marketer, I saw that sort of trust and verified user base to be a really valuable asset.
Certainly. I think the beauty of the blockchain is, besides the fact that you don't need sort of a single controlling body to control any of the interactions between members of the particular ecosystem, is the transparency. So if you as a brand rewarding a consumer for a particular action because they maybe written a review or they watched the video, you know exactly who the rewards is going to. So it's not a hypothetical bot that generates some activity and you just get billed by a social platform. It's a unique identity in the ecosystem, and that's the identity you are rewarding, which you can then track further activities, what you would expect from them. For example, a purchase of a product, or maybe further engagement with your product. And because of that, there is essentially no waste in your marketing spend from the brand's perspective, which is a very big advantage compared to traditional marketing. Or even if you put an ad on TV, yes, this particular channel may have 20 million viewers, but how do you know how many of those people have actually were at front of the TV when your ad was showing? How many of them actually on the break went to get another cup of coffee, or they zoomed out and watched something on their mobile phone? And all of that comes to this waste from the marketing spend, which makes traditional marketing less effective. So you're actually paying for every potential interaction, but you're getting ROI only on a small percentage of it. So the beauty of the blockchain is that our clients, our brands, they know exactly who they're rewarding, who they're interacting with, and they can then see, follow it up with the ROI, seeing if they're getting the activities that they want to influence as a result of it.
Yeah, totally. That's what excites me as well. So, Brand, here I definitely agree with you that the blockchain and the utility of blockchain as such is a truly beautiful invention. And I love how it works with Shping in particular, because we can see that the Shping app is actually bringing the very specific features that can help users and that can help brands to understand better what is the trend and what is the actual need of the users, or what is the need of the consumers, so that we can all actually adjust and we can all be on the top of the behavior and on the top of the recent newly emerged things and trends in the industry. Probably, yeah, that's another interesting part always for me in our AMAs, to give a bit more perspective on what's the development update in terms of the Shping app. And I know that there is a lot of community questions regarding the new features in the app, regarding the app, and regarding the evolvement of the Shping app. So, Gennady, can you update us on what are the upcoming features and what's the development team been working on for the past months?
Certainly. So we actually publish a new release on a regular basis. I think every 2 weeks that a new version of that are coming out. It doesn't mean that in every single release they're going to be a major new feature release. It's often an improvement. We constantly analyze the data analytics on the adoption and how our app users using a particular feature, and then we look at how we can enhance the usability or and the take up of those features by our app users. And therefore we put in our roadmap what changes, what improvements we want to implement, and we're going through this very big roadmap with a lot of things already pre-planned, and we release them as we go every fortnight at the end of each sprint. So in terms of the announcement of a particular feature, we do that, and we do usually in our Friday updates in the group in our Telegram channel. But from those that we have recently released, and we've touched on it earlier, is the ability for consumers to upload video reviews. So currently you can do a video review, but you can sort of film yourself live. We had a lot of requests from our clients who said that they want to put some filters, they want to make themselves look better, more beautiful. They want to be more creative the way they do review, which we thought was a great idea. So we've enabled them to pre-record product reviews and then upload them. So therefore, those reviews could be a lot more interactive, maybe have some animation. They could make them more interactive for other consumers, and the main thing, it will create a better, more value for our partner brands, which is a win-win. And that's why we've introduced one of those features in the app. And as I said, there are many others that are coming up, and we're going to be sharing them in the group. But every 2 weeks, something new is being released.
As Gennady mentioned, I do welcome everyone to subscribe to our Twitter, follow us on Twitter, and join our Telegram chat, and also check out our pages on Facebook, Instagram. We are all over the platforms where you are, so you can find us on any social media that you want to use, and get all of our updates and to be the first to know what are the news of Shping app and Shping project. And yeah, we actually got community questions from our media channels. And the question is, we can see that there is a lot of rewards that are geared towards receipt upload. So what value does this create for Shping, and what drives the rewards for the receipt uploads? Gennady, can you give us a perspective on this?
Certainly. I'll be happy to share sort of how we're seeing that, but it would be great to also get Brent's perspective, because he just came from being on the Brent side, and it would be very valuable to have his perspective on this question as well. But the way Shping works, it's or the whole core of the Shping is bringing the brands and consumers together to make consumer visible by the brand. So before you walked into your local supermarket and you bought, let's say, a can of Pepsi, Pepsi didn't know about your existence. They knew that the retailer sold one item that they're going to be paid for, or already been paid for, but who's the actual person who bought that product, they didn't know, which have put a lot of limitation in terms of if brands want to reward that consumer for making the purchase, or if they want to tell them something else about the new product that is about to come out. They didn't have that direct connection to the end consumer. And that's what Shping does. It enables brands to see their end consumers. So every time you upload the receipt, what it does, it let brands know, hey, I just bought your product, which obviously make brands very happy, because you pick their product out of a million other products available on the shelf, and they naturally want to reward you for that purchase. And that's why when you upload the receipt, not only are you getting rewards for the actual upload of a receipt as one unit receipt or two receipts, you're also getting rewards for every single item on your receipt, because all of those brands will know that you have made the purchase, you purchased their product, and therefore they're gonna reward you for that activity. That goes without saying that understanding the consumer behavior trends is very valuable for the brands. They want to know what their products are being bought with. Are you as a consumer maybe buying only a couple of items from their product range, but then maybe you buying some of the other products that they have, but from their competitors? Maybe that will drive the way they're gonna do their promotion. Maybe they'll be able to come approach you and say, hey, do you want to try one of those products that you haven't tried before, but you may be interested in it because we know you're buying a product from our competitor, which is similar. So it's a very valuable information for both for brands and for us. And that's why there are a lot of rewards attached to it, because it creates a lot of value. So when a consumer uploads the receipt, they create enormous value for the brand. And that's why they get the rewards for creating such value.
Yeah, look, I definitely see the value as well, as Gennady mentioned, from the brand's perspective, because one of the things brands are very interested in at the moment and invested in is, trying to better understand their consumers and, understand the shopper marketing world. And there are a lot of, services for, companies that offer, very expensive packages and, a lot of features that are just inaccessible for small brands and small companies. Whereas, the features in Shping and having that receipt upload, gives our partner brands this level of, visibility and, insight into the behavior of shoppers that, is really hard to get sort of in any cost efficient way. So, I was really excited by that feature because, the the thing brands want to understand is, as Gennady mentioned, what products are you buying from our range? What products aren't you buying? And then, all of that information is great, but also trying to understand the why underneath that. If you buy, a particular shampoo, but then you don't use the body wash from that brand, you can see the data, it gives you the answer. But with some of the features in Shping, they actually have the ability to push a question to that user who's done that behavior and ask them, why aren't you buying this product? Or, did you know about our product over here? So it gives the brands a much greater level of insight. And the other thing that, brands are really focused on is understanding switching. Now, we know that consumers don't just, always buy the one product from the one brand at all times, that they might try other products, they'll come back to our products. But what we want to understand is who are the other products in your shopping basket, or who are the other brands and competitors that you trade, with us and that you switch, from our product to. And again, this is the receipt upload feature, enables brands to get that better understanding. So really valuable, in how we approach our partner brands, because it's a service that, is really unmatched in terms of, granular level of insight and detail.
Thank you, Brent. We are actually almost done with the questions from the community, but we had another one that was about Coinbase Learn and Earn. So our followers are asking if the Coinbase Learn and Earn program is still running and will it be open to the international market.
Certainly. So yeah, we see live in Australia. We're getting quite a few participants as Coinbase growing the audience in Australia. We getting to tap into it because a lot of the new members of Coinbase, they come across of our Learn and Earn. They learn about our project, and we get them as the app user on the platform, which is amazing. It really works very well for us. And we will definitely use Learn and Earn in the other countries as we roll out. In fact, we been discussing with Coinbase the schedule, because we want to make sure that we can slot. They have their own schedule of Learn and Earn, and so we will need to be slotted in any of the international sites to be able to have the slot for that. So it's definitely on the agenda, and once we make the announcement or have identified the timing for our next rollout, Coinbase is definitely part of our marketing strategy.
Thank you, Gennady. Sounds great. From the community side, these are the main questions for today. I want to remind everyone that we always publish the link to the form where you can submit your questions for the next AMA. And also, or you can always feel free to ask us whatever on any social media platform that we use. We are always there to get in touch and to respond to all the inquiries, all the questions, and all of the feedback and all of the recommendations and suggestions for the improvements. From our side, we're always happy to see a lot of community feedback on the new features that we should add and on the new updates that the community is expecting. This is definitely valuable for us. And that's it for today. Thank you, Gennady. Thank you, Brent, for joining us for today's AMA. I'll be happy welcoming you on the next AMA at the end of the next month, as we usually do it. And I will be happy to have all of the viewers and all of our followers in our Telegram community chat to chat about all of the news and updates that we can have.
Amazing. Thanks.
Shping!